Yo, what's up guys, BY Gaming here and welcome back to yet another video on Monster Legends. This time we are going to be doing a rant on a topic that I've already covered once before, but the video I made did not get nearly as much circulation as I was hoping, so I'm back to rant about the same topic once again in this video. So before we get into that, I want to please ask that you drop a like on the video so you can basically help me get this out to as many people as possible who need to see it, because it's quite a relevant topic to a lot of players, and it's a topic that is not talked about nearly as much as it should be. Alright, so that being said, let's jump right into it. So basically, as you can tell by what is on the screen here, this rant is going to be on Monsterwood, more specifically, the Crazy Cells event at Monsterwood. So basically, the way that these events work is there are 4 monsters typically up for grabs, and every time you watch an ad in Monsterwood, you get 2 cells, and those cells could be for any one of these 4 monsters designated at random, okay? So if you watch an ad, you get 2 cells guaranteed, and those cells could either belong to Jacksepticeye, the Baronex, Blaz, or Scrap Warrior in this specific case, right? Obviously, depending on the event and when you're watching this, this could be different, but for now, these are the monsters that are up for grabs, right? So you get 2 cells randomly for one of these 4 monsters every time you watch Monsterwood, and both cells belong to the same monster. It's not like you can get like 1 for Jacksepticeye and 1 for the Baronex, right? So if you get 2 cells, it could be 2 of Jacksepticeye, 2 of the Baronex, 2 of Blaz, or 2 of Scrap Warrior. Okay, and let's say that you are not a hardcore collector and you're not missing all 4 of these monsters, but maybe you only want 1. This is very, very problematic, okay? And I want to elaborate exactly why this is. So let's say that you're somebody who just happened to miss Jacksepticeye during the breeding event, and now you want to get his cells so that you can craft him in the monster lab. Normally, if you get 2 cells per ad, you'd only have to watch say 50 ads to get all 100 cells, right? And that's if you actually had a chance to choose which cells that you wanted. But because it is random, and each has a roughly 25% chance, right? So the cells could belong to either one of these, any 4 of these monsters. You have a 25% chance of it being the monster that you want only, which means that statistically, you'd have to watch about 200 videos to get all 100 cells for one of these monsters, right? So if you're only aiming for 1, you still have to watch an average of about 200 videos just to get it. And that is absolutely ridiculous, okay? In my case, I was going for the Baronex because I wanted to do the Era Saga. I wanted to make a video about it, but unfortunately that ship has sailed, yada, yada, yada. I'm getting off topic, but the point is I wanted this monster only because it was the only one here that I did not have. And I'm just about able to get it now. I have 96 cells, but I had to watch way more than 50 ads to get this. And I believe this is completely unnecessary. I feel like if they were to actually run this in a fair and, fun way, well, I mean, it's not going to be fun. There ain't nothing fun about watching 50 ads regardless. But the point is that if I could choose which cells I got every time I watched an ad, I would only have to watch 50 ads to get the exact monster that I wanted, right? Basically go in one straight line, not disperse, and get random cells for a bunch of different monsters that I don't want or need, and then just walk away after 50 ads, right? And this unfortunately does not happen because they don't give you an option to choose which cells you want every time you watch a video. And I think that's bullshit, okay? Because, well, just taking a look at what goes on here, it's pretty obvious that they did this on purpose. I definitely don't think this was done by accident, because by forcing it to be random, they're basically ensuring that you watch more than 50 ads to get the cells, because your chances of getting exactly 100 cells from 50 ads watched is close to 0. So they basically are forcing you to sit through more ads than necessary to maximize their ad revenue, because, surprise, surprise, by watching ads in this game, you make the developers money. And a lot of it, probably, right? Because if each player is watching tons of ads, you can kind of guess how much that adds up. And by ensuring that it's random, as I mentioned before, the average videos that you can expect to watch is about 200 as opposed to 50 if you're even going for one of the 4 monsters. And I just think that is absolutely ridiculous. It's just not necessary, and it's just straight up annoying. And to be honest with you, I think there's also the added effect of it could actually be hurting the developers in a way, because yes, I sometimes have to do it because I do make videos here on this channel, so I do need things to talk about. I do need to have the monsters available and so on. So I'm going to sit through it no matter what sometimes. But let's say you're an average player and you are aware of the fact that this happens. most people are not going to sit through 200 ads to get the monster. Like, maybe I'd be surprised, but on average, I think most people, knowing this, would not be willing to sit through it, right? Meanwhile, if you actually had a chance to choose which cells you were to get from doing this, so let's say you could actually choose to get only bare neck cells or only Jacksepticeye cells, then you'd only have to watch 50 ads, and that isn't the worst thing ever, right? I think that's actually doable for a handful of people, whereas 200 clearly is not. So I feel like by forcing it to be random like this, they're actually discouraging people from using Monsterwood. Because while I did do it in the beginning, eventually I fizzled out. I stopped having the drive to do it. And sometimes I just wouldn't. You know, even if I needed to, I just would say like, no, screw it. I'm not doing it. So I just wouldn't. And so I think that they're actually hurting themselves by doing this because in a way, they're limiting the amount of people and the amount of ads people are watching because I think, you know, asking people to watch 200 ads is too much, but asking them to watch only, let's say, 50, and that's actually a possibility, right? Some people might be willing to go through with that, right? At the very least, it wouldn't be a huge chore for me, at least. I feel like, yeah, it would not be necessary. I wouldn't like sitting through 50 ads, but it would be one heck of a lot better than 200. So bottom line of this rant, please add some kind of feature so that we can choose exactly which cells we get, right? There should be no reason for it to be random. There should be an option that says, do you want Jacksepticeye cells? Do you want the Baronex cells? Do you want Blaz? Do you want Scrap Warrior, right? There's no reason to waste all this time, okay? Like, that's basically the bottom line of this rant, okay? It shouldn't be random, okay? Now, I think that on a different topic here, I think that the developers are quite entitled, right? They definitely exhibit such entitled behavior when it comes to certain aspects of this game. Like, if you take a look at what they even say here, it is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, to celebrate the occasion, the limit of videos you can watch has gone through the roof. You can play up to 50 videos in a row and a total of 100 a day. Okay, just read that, right? The limit of videos you can watch. So we're making them money, and they're saying that there's a limit. You peasants, there's a limit to how much money you can throw at us every single day. Okay, and not only that, but we're giving you the option. Okay, we're giving you the option. We're giving you the blessing of being able to watch 50 videos in a row and 100 ads a day, okay? As if that's a blessing, as if it's something I roll around at night dreaming and anticipating in the following day. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and watch 100 ads on my phone and basically immobilize myself for a while and sit there, zone out, and keep on refreshing the page and so on. I was not aware that that was a blessing. So, yeah, I think you guys definitely need to curb your entitlement and actually start to treat players like players instead of just, you know, ad farming machines, because that's kind of what I feel like sometimes when I look at these events. Oftentimes I don't even use the monster, and so it's sometimes like I'm watching ads over and over and over again just for things that I may never use, and it almost happens on impulse nowadays because I feel like this game has that effect on you sometimes, right? It really does make you feel like there's just something you're missing out on if you don't do it, even though logically you know you shouldn't, right? Or you don't need the monster. So yeah, there's a lot going wrong with this crazy cells event. It happens so often too, right? Sometimes there are those crazy events that give you 5 cells for a specific monster, and oftentimes it's outdated. It's pretty ridiculous, and I feel like they need to be more fair and allow for an option to choose which cells you get for what monster, because this has gone on long enough. Even watching 50 would be a blessing to you. That's right, Social Point, if you're watching this, we're doing you a favor by watching ads, so this is just ridiculous, the kind of stuff that you're writing in the description here. So yeah, please add that because it is going to be much more fair, and you know, players will actually have maybe a little bit more incentive to sit through this and feel rewarded rather than used. So yeah, that's going to be the end of my rant. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys like this video, please once again leave a thumbs up to let me know, and comment down below what you think of this. Do you believe that there should be a choice on what cells you get? So that's pretty much going to be it, and I'm out. Peace.